Welcome back to Rust Runes. So what we'll do tonight is we'll use the 24 runes in my bag to do the Elder Fruit Cart rune reading, and then what I will do is I will take away those that don't belong in the younger rune set. There's 16 in the younger runes, which are actually older than the Elder, so I know, just flop it in your head, but it's opposite. The younger runes have some differences in markings, but the essence of the rune is still the same. Like Danish have hail, it looks like a snowflake looking diagram on their alphabet, versus the Elder is a H for hail. So you get the drift, but we will do both sets of readings so you can see kind of how it would vary or differ depending on what nationality, what region are you from. So 24 Elder is used in the Germanic, and the 16 younger is used more in the Scandinavian countries, like Danish people would have used back in the day, the original Vikings from Denmark. They used the 16. So both my nationalities, I just roll with 24, and I interpret from both sides of my family. So here we go. We're going to warm up the runes. I don't know about you, but it is getting cooler here, and so my runes are a little chilly. I'm not ready for this fall season. We dropped probably 30 degrees in the last couple of days. That's not making me happy right now. I don't mind cool if it's a gradual cool to get me acclimated, but when it drops 30 some degrees in a day or two, that's too drastic of a change. I'm Scandinavian and Germanic, but I'm not loving the extreme. If it's extreme because you expect it to be extreme, then fine. I can deal with that. I'm not prepared yet. So here we go. Physical plane yellow, emotional mental plane red, spiritual plane white, blue or turquoise, that displays communication. That's what turquoise does. And the black bag, of course, contains my runes, which is a spiritual color. Okay, here we go. Casting runes. Elders, what would you have us know? Ancestors, give us a divine message. Okay. Well, look at what we have here. We are going to put any alphabet that is not facing me, that is visible or readable. That one I'm going to put away. It's propped up, not flat to read. Okay. So those that don't pertain go back into the bag. Now what I will do is I will set them up. I'm really set back tonight. Let's put the black on underneath right away, because you're probably having a hard time seeing that. I got a little too close to this counter, the edge. Okay, so now let's put these in somewhat of an order so that we can look at the message for tonight. Okay. Get this one a lot, but it's just so heavy. I just think it probably wasn't crafted very well, because it just seems like it's one of those that comes out a lot. But then maybe we need to hear it. So there's that part too. Okay, so let's think about this. Okay, so I put 1 to 6, or 1 to 8, 9 to 16, and then I go 17 to 24. This is the 24th rune in the Elder. Okay, then I look and see what do I have that's a horizontal message? So like for tonight, we have 333 here. So on all planes, there's a third rune series here. So that would be a divine message. Then I would look at which row has the most runes in it, because that would be of more significance for you, for me. So I would look at that, or if the runes were really close together, like here's a 3 series right here in the spiritual plane. So that would really be a focus amongst the whole spiritual plane. So let's go ahead and get started. We have 2, 3, and then we have 5. So we're really laying more into the spiritual realm for our message tonight. So let's look at the physical plane in the series of 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, Thor's hammer. Thoris is the third rune on the physical plane. That is looking at breaking out of stagnation, being really strategic and calculated. You know, if you think of the comic series of Thor with his big hammer, that's kind of what this rune is symbolizing. So to break out of stagnation, this is Iza, this is icicle. So chilling out, looking for clarity, kind of keeping your calm, victory over obstacles. You might need to put in a little resistance, right? Vices need to be controlled so they don't get out of control, so they don't run rampant on you. They reel yourself back in. And then M, this is Iwaz. This is kind of like the horse's ears back in the day. Okay, so this means friendship, loyalty, trust, devotion, could mean promotion, increase. Looking at it from a spiritual plane, this is connecting with your heart, not just your mind. Looking at your community and things, thinking it through with your heart, not just logic. Okay? So to break free, get some clarity, just always remember to think with your heart. Okay? So that's the vertical message for tonight. We had 3, 11, and 19. Then we'll look at the physical plane. Here we have Thor's hammer. Okay, again, breaking out of stagnation. And then this is Kinas. This is education. So you're looking at skills, learning. This is kind of like the boomerang effect for me. This is actually supposed to resemble a torch. If you can see that, sometimes I squirrel it away in my fingers. So looking at solutions, forgiveness, overcoming things, overcoming misunderstandings. Okay, so there might be some misunderstandings going on in your life. Okay, this is the first rune on the emotional mental plane. So we are talking hail here. And one thing about the emotional and mental plane is that you can't not go through this. So if it displays here, it is meant for you in your spiritual growth. You can't, you have to go through it. You can't reverse it. It's just something that must be endured, dealt with, either through pain and agony, if you will, or through positivity. But you got to look at it for yourself, clean your house, get through it, and then you can go into the spiritual realm. So for us to do that, there's 3 runes on the emotional mental plane. What do we need to kind of check ourselves about? This is hail, this is Hagelas. So we are looking at distractors or outside influencers. What's going on that would take you off point? Be careful of worries, damage, unwanted debt, things that could drag you down. Don't get distracted. Keep your focus. I, get some clarity. Again, chill out. Look for ways to overcome things. Get your vices under control. Okay. And then one way that you can go through this row, because this is actually in the 7th position in the emotional mental plane, is to pray. Okay, so this is Elgis. This is protection. This is like elk or reindeer antlers. I think it looks like a person raising their arms up to heaven. So this is a shield, watching your impulses, connecting with source. You can get recovery. Just need to pray and hook in and know what's most important here. Okay. So you have to go through that. Watch out for distractors. Get some clarity. To get clarity, sometimes you need to go to prayer. Go to source. On the spiritual realm, we have Burkano. That is the birch tree. I always see this as brotherly love, but it's very feminine in origin. So think motherly or brotherly love. So you're really looking at the feminine qualities of love and nurturing and growth and joy. Could revolve around children. Okay. These come up a lot. It did in Libra season. So this is thinking clearly and working for the betterment of your community. So when you're working on the spiritual realm or working with others in community, think with your heart, and then this one's think with your mind. So this is Iwas. This is the horse again. This is looking at promotion, increase, friendship, loyalty, trust, devotion, spiritually connected. Think with your heart. This one is Manas, meaning man. So here we're doing meditation, looking careful not to be too idealistic, but looking at victory, looking through things through the mind and thinking about your community and what's best. If you can do that, then this is the hearth or the home. Creativity, think fertility, construction, shelter. You're yielding good investments. You have prosperity, luck. Sort of like a cocoon, if you will. Kind of fenced in, protected. If you can do those things, brotherly, motherly love, thinking with your heart and your mind, kind of cocooning yourself up, getting luck and prosperity on your side, being creative, being at home, then you will reap the final reward, which is Othala. This is the master of the house. This is ownership. Because you followed the path of the ancestors, this looks like a beehive, supposedly, but you will have home, assets, inheritance, family, good luck, because you've learned from the past, you've learned from the ancestors. Okay, so that is the elder rune set. Now, the younger set, and depending on the region, they can change the design of the rune. The message is the same, it's just a different design or a look. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this elder of 24, and I'm going to remove those that would not be discussed or talked about because it's not in their language alphabet set in the younger, which is the oldest rune set. So we don't have anything to be taken off on the physical and emotional plane. We would with this one. There's no talk of the elk antlers in the prayer. Okay, so those would remain. Now here on the spiritual realm, we would not think with the heart. We would not have the horse rune, and we would not have the hearth or the family creativity rune. the gestation, the cocooning rune. And we would not have the Master's House or Othala. Nothing's achievable, right? Nothing gets us to 24 in the younger. So here we're very balanced. We have 2, 2, 2. So what is the message? Break through stagnation. In order to do that, sometimes we have to learn. We have to be open to opportunities, overcoming misunderstandings, finding solutions. Just watch out for those distractors. Keep your eye on the prize. Don't get distracted by outside influences. Sometimes you might have to chill out, get away, break away. And so we have to resist. Don't get controlled by outside influences or vices. We do need to practice motherly, brotherly love for our fellow community members. We need to really think strategically with our mind for the betterment of our people so that we can have victory and autonomy and influence in our community and outside of our community. Okay, that would be the reading for a younger rune, perhaps. Okay, I hope that helped. I hope that helped you see the differences in the runes and what the message could potentially be, because there are some runes that don't get talked about. There's a total of 8 that are not talked about in the younger, and we had 4 on the deck tonight. Okay, we don't have 7 and 8. We don't have 14, 15. We don't have rune 19 or 22, 23, 24 in the younger or the eldest dated rune set. The elders are actually a more modern rune set, so they've added some alphabet letters and meanings. But the youngest or the oldest period runes did not have those. There were 8 added to the series. So with that, I thank you for being here tonight, and we'll talk to you later, and we'll practice some more runes next time. Until then, listen to the divine message, try to apply some things in your own life, and heed the advice of the ancestors, all right? Talk to you soon. Bye for now.